Recording in progress.
Hello, my voice is here and I am live right now on my personal Facebook. I just wanted to come on here and talk about this topic about moving through three dimensionals and how can you get out of the predictable into the magical and then moving on to creating miracles in your life. So say hi if you're joining live and let me know if you are where you're calling from and what have you got so far. My gosh, I just realized that like today I just realized how in my world I always talk about collapsing terms and being able to creating things out of nothingness and creating impossible from like nothings. And I realized how it's literally like people have the same ability but they don't use it. They keeping themselves stuck into one dimension, and that is why they actually are not moving from predictability into potentiality and impossibility. And I wanted to talk about this concept because we are getting into the last quarter of 2022. This is the last quarter. If you're watching on replay, if you're listening on replay on my podcast, this is the last quarter of 2022. And there is this rules of 80-20s, yeah? So basically 80% of your income can be generated from 20% of your actions, 80% of your success can be generated from 20% of your efforts. I usually constantly using these rules and I constantly checking on this because it's so true in my business. Like 80% of the revenue is usually brought in by 20% of the clients. 80% of the success or of the achievements usually are created by 20% of the effort. And I constantly looking for that 20% of the effort, where that 20% would be in order to actually generating a better income, a better outcome. Hello, Chi. So today I realized that it's not just about money, it's not just about the effort, it's not just about the success. It's also applicable to this, and this is going to be so mind-blowing if you think you are getting to the end of the year. And to me, to my world, this is just the beginning of my year. Like I found back my passions. I've never felt so grounded like this. I've never felt like I'm flying. I've never felt like I'm on a flying disc like this. And the reason is I realized that we are getting to the last quarter of the year, and there is a chance that 80% of your success, 80% of your goals, 80% of your money, 80% of that can be generated in this 20% of this time frame. This last quarter, not even like 20%, it's 25% of the time. So there is a good chance that what if 80% of whatever you are asking for, whatever you're trying to get, whatever you're trying to create, can actually drop in during this 20% of the time. And most of the people are doing it this way. They get into the last quarter. They try so hard for the first quarter. They try so hard for the second quarter. The outcome hasn't fully be there yet, and their body got exhausted. They was hustling. They was doing all the action. They follow all the how-to. They try to grow Instagram, grow Facebook, email. Like they do all sort of things. Because I know people who are following me, they are ambitious women. They are going to make things happen. But with this big goal that you have, with this beyond imagination goals that you have, with this life vision that you have, it cannot be by actions alone. And so the first 3 quarters, you've been acting on a lot of things. You've been moving so fast. You've been chasing the goal. You've been using this strategy, this action plan, this launch plan. All of these you have tried to use in order to get to your goal. It doesn't happen yet. And this is where people are trapped. This is where people are losing out of this 20% of the ability that this 80% can actually come in. This is where people close the door. They thought that, oh my gosh, I tried everything and nothing works, and this is only 3 months left. There's not enough time, there's not enough effort, there's not enough I can't create enough things. I can't launch another thing right now. I can't do another course because your body is exhausted right now. I cannot do anything, and there's not enough time. So I am going to stay here. I'm going to let this be. I'm going to let October, November, December, 90 days, over the next 90 days of my life, to be completely in a waiting mode, to be completely in a wasted mode, to be like waiting for that January of 2023 to kick in, so that I got excited again. I got hype up again to get to the next goal. This is what most people are playing in right now, and I call it the mundane space. The mundane space, the space where you predict things, the way you know that, oh my gosh, I tried so hard, nothing happened. So there's no point of trying anymore, because there's not another thing that can actually happen from now on until the end of the year. So people are trapped themselves in this expectation that if I did A, I try B, I did C, and not any goal happens, then I wouldn't try anymore. I wouldn't want it to do anymore. This is exactly how brain works. This is exactly how logical thinking works. You predict and expect the outcome based from the result that you got from quarter 1, quarter 2, and quarter 3. And let me tell you, I have worked with plenty of clients who make the impossible happen. Like my clients, first 3 months in the business, generated $40,000 from signing 7 clients. Like, no one can expect that. No one can expect that to happen. So I just want to bring on this mindset shift for you. Like, hey, the 80% of your result can pretty much drop in the moment that you be open for it on October, on November, on December. But where are you in the pathway? Are you waiting on the sideline again? Are you consistently moving forward? Are you chasing the goal again? Or are you actually being in the surrender and receiving and acting at the same time? Now, this is where people are stuck at. And this is why you got capped at wherever you are right now. You got capped at a specific milestone. You got capped at 20 clients per program. You got capped at $5,000, $8,000, $20,000 income. And no matter what you do, no matter how different you launch, no matter how big or small you launch, you got the same result again and again and again. Because you are playing in predictability. You're playing in mundane. You're playing in this life where you can expect a certain outcome of result based from the past actions. This is how brain works. Hey, and this is totally normal, completely normal. But there is another space, and this space is where I guide my people in dentistry. And there's this space that I call it magical space. And magical is not miraculous, yeah? Magical is the next step where you get out of the predictability, you get out of the expectation. You keep showing up for yourself, you keep doing what you know how to, and you keep allowing this to happen. Again, 80-20, but 20% of the result, you put it up to the universe, you put it up to that higher power, you put it back to someone or something out there that you know is beyond who you are. You know that is you no longer control this game. You know that this game is no longer about you. This is how I live most of my life right now in this space. Now, what is the example of magical space? Magical space is where you launch things, you have a program, you launch it, but you know that this program has its unique soul, and the unique soul is going to call in the person, the client, the people who really meant to be in this program. And you don't chase people, you don't just, send tons of emails, you don't just, like yesterday, one of my team say, if you don't send email right now, people would probably forget about your launch. And I said, I don't work with that. I don't work with forgettability. I don't believe that if people are meant to work with me, they would forget me. I believe in alignment. I'm in the business of energetic alignment. I'm in the business where people, when they feel the calling, no matter how much the rate is, they would jump immediately in. This is how I buy things all the time. I'm that magical client all the time, and my clients are buying in the same way. I'm that client where I don't need to be, be joining in the first tier, the second tier where the prices are discount or are the cheapest. No, I don't need that. I actually I'm not waiting, like I actually feel into it until the moment it's aligned. I suddenly got that vision, got that calling, and I jump on it. And no matter how much it is, I know I can afford it. I know that I would be able to provide for it. I will be able to support myself through the position, through the decision, through the process of it. And this is where the magic started to happen. This is where I launch dentistry all the time, 6 times, and every single round there's going to be 1, 2, 3 clients just joining at the highest rate, or at the last door open. They just join at the most aligned moments. And this is how, if you keep launching, you keep selling something, you keep posting about something, and no one have inboxed you, you saw some views on your video, but no one have inboxed you, and you feel like, I've probably done enough, I probably write enough, I probably have said everything that I have to say in order to get someone to join this program, I probably give up right now. And when your energy closed down, it's not about your action, it's about your energy. When your energy closed down, when your energy is feeling like it's done, that's it, no more people is coming, you close a portal, you close a gate of receiving, you close a gate of welcoming people. Energetically, they're actually outside of your door. They are about two step away from opening the door, but you already closed the door. This is how people are not going in. This is how people are expectedly to have a certain amount of people in your life, because you have gone through it before. You've got it before. You experienced it before. You know how it tastes, how it felt like, how it be like, how it functioned like. And that was known in your brain. That was so certain. That was so familiar. And you can recreate it. That was predictability. But the magic is in when you act and you let that 20% up to universe, to something is bigger than who you are. You let that surrendering to play out in your life. That is where magic happen. That is where aligned clients happen. That is where people to join. Like last round, I have one of the most aligned clients that I could never predict how she would play out in my world. I could never play. And let me tell you about her story. She joined me last round, Dream. And she joined at the last date. She suddenly saw me from someone, I don't know, like on the last day, literally the last day where door about to close, and she jumped on immediately by messaging me, asking 2 questions, paid in full on the same day. And the woman not even running a business. I was so surprised, like, why are you not running even a business and you wanted to be in Daydream Dream? This is the energetic system of, you know, expansion, of helping people getting to the next milestone, getting to the next level. She wasn't in a position of getting married. She wasn't in a chasing mode for like a new relationship or new business. She was a postgrad, yeah, and she just want her life to be better. So she jumped in. She know that I was a mentor for her. She jumped in. She paid in full. She got really big change out of it. She got mind-blowing. She got like a lot of change, and she decided, I couldn't predict that this little girl, I call it a little princess, this little princess of mine actually jumped onto Limitless Living. That Limitless Living is $11,000 investment, yeah, and she hasn't got a good job. She hasn't work in her life. She's still studying. She's still a postgrad student, and she jumped into Limitless Living. I was mind blown by that client, how aligned it is. She jumped from Daydream to Limitless Living, paying on top of that 11K, and she didn't even chasing any rings, chasing any specific goal. She was just wanted to be a better person. She just wanted to be a better human being. She just wanted to work around her brain blockages. She just wanted to become a best version of who she is. And the next piece is what even more mind blowing. Like finishing the Daydream, finishing the Limitless Living, she hasn't got a job yet, and that her goal was like getting a really incredible job, and she really wanted to work on her passionate project as well, and that hasn't happened. But 2 months later, not even 2 months, 1 month later, she got into a job by the most effortless way, and the pay was $8,000 per month for fresh graduates. Isn't that mind-blowing? I got like, my mind cannot comprehend this. I can never predict that she can get that certain like salary. I can never predict that she actually got into my Daydream without any business, jump into my Limitless Living, paying. I think she invested in my program for that year nearly $15,000 for like not even like a tangible, like not even like trying to get the money back immediately. And I couldn't predict that just a month after she got into her job, and it paid incredibly well. And she said like the same friends that, you know, got into the same time with her, even like got the same role and got paid 30% lower than what she got paid. And I told her, they pay for who you are, not for your skill. That is how it is. But this is where the magic happens. You keep showing up for it. You know that you want to be a better person. You wanted to be a better coach, be a better leader. I have a lot of clients asking me, what if no one is buying? How are you going to launch more? What if you are not earning any money right now? How are you keep showing up and talk about things so passionately? What if like no one comments or engagement? How can you keep showing up for what you believe in? And I say, because I believe in a better me. I believe in becoming a better version version of who I am. I believe in a leader, a better person, a better mindful, like a better mom, a better daughter, a better human being, a better friend, a better communicator, a better speakers. I believe that I get to be better by just practicing my skills here, by just talking to you guys, engage with you. I don't need you to buy anything for me in order for me to go on live stream, because that is still circumstantial power. I still have to depend on the validation externally to feel good about myself, to feel worthy about myself. And I know that I am loved no matter what. I know that I'm worthy as a human being since I was born. I don't need money to validate that. I don't need engagement to validate that. I don't need clients to say that I'm so amazing to validate that. I know my stuff. And this is exactly where people are not playing in. They're playing in predictability. They're playing, oh, all right, let me see how many people are buying, how many people are signing up. Then I would feel excited. Oh, I feel so sluggish. I'll feel so pumped up because there's like 5 people, 6 people, 8 people. But then if there's none and there's crickets, I'll be like hiding. I'll be like so sad, and I cannot handle this. And this is where people got stuck at predictability and expectation, the known zone, the familiar zone that you cannot get over. So I wanted to be like you. I wanted to open your eyes and open your perception and let you know there's another world where you get to go to the dimension of magics, where you do everything you know how to, but then you let that 20% be handled by the universe. And that is how you can get to plan and, you know, do whatever you want and play in the vast ability, infinite ability, possibility zone, and you let the universe bringing you the best of the best of the best, the most alignment. I call it alignment. Alignment create magics. Yeah, and I play in this magic all the time. This is where my Daydream play in. Like the people in Daydream know how to create magic in their world by tapping onto the right vision, not just any vision, not just like chasing any goals, but like the right goals, the right visions, and doting on it, like locking in it. Because when that seed is put in the soil, it's guaranteed to be grow, and it's gonna bring you the best journey ever, no matter where you are, no matter what's going on in between the journey. That is a place of Daydream where we're creating magics in our life by taking the right action. Inspired action means the action that align with the vision, the action that align with the version that get the results. The clarity is so clear, and that is so needed. If you got plateau, you got capped. If you cannot get out of your circumstantial power, then you get to build up the ability to act without evidence, to act with conviction, to decide, to shift your ability to brain hacks around this. And let me tell you why I talk about brain hacks all the time and why it's so important for people to create like magic in their world to brain hacks. Not just 80-20. There is 95-5. What is that rules? The rules is your belief systems, 95% of the time your thoughts are unconscious, and then 5% of the time your thoughts are conscious. So basically there is a window that people don't know. There's a window that you get to create, you get to program yourself, you get to choose the next the next vision or the next experiences. You get to create the next thoughts, the next belief, the next feelings, like the next relationship, the next money. You get to own that power, and that is playing 5% of the time in your daily life. But most of the time people are not using up this 5% of power. Most of the time they got pushed by the 95%. Look at this, like we're trying to get to the next level, we're trying to get to the next ladder, but then we were trying to push over rocks that consume 95% of our time. So where is the 5% can play out? Absolutely none. If you are not conscious or intentional to create that, to make space for it in your daily life, then you're playing by the rules of the past, predictability, you know, known zone, familiar, like plan plus predict equal to known outcome. Like all of these are playing every single day if you are not using up that 5% of the power. But again, this is also to remind you that you are dealing with 5%, like 95% of the past programming of the version of you last year, the version of you 20 years ago, the version of you who got believe that money is hard work, the version of you who believe that I only can succeed through men, I can only get millionaire status through men, like you only believe that because there's no filtering process before. You didn't know you have the power of the 5%, and you didn't know how to own the power, and you let the 95% play up until the 100%, and you let that programming play in your subconscious mind for so long. You lost that power. But now you know. Now you know better, you do better. But then again, a lot of people know better, they still not do better. They still letting themselves be the victim of the past program. They still spending that 5%, hating the old girl, sabotaging their own success by, you know, having a certain result and then hiding away and then stop talking and then stop, you know, playing out, feeling, oh, I just feel a little bit of weird. I just don't know what is it that I don't feel like people use that excuse all the time to sabotage their own success, not knowing that they are just playing against not themselves, not the world, but the 95% of the subconscious mind, basically against your 2020 version, against your 2019 version, again the 2000 version. Like you play against those, and most of the time we hate that game. And this is it creating the duality inside of us. When you hate the past programming, when you hate and when you don't know how to work with it and don't know how to address it, you hate it, you detach yourself from the zone of love immediately. And love is the language of the universe. Love is the energy of the universe, and money comes when love is abundant. No wonder why there's no money or love in your life currently, because you trying to wrestle, fight, and kind of like pushed away that programming instead of work with it, instead of brain hacks around it, so that you get to own your 5%, so that you know you get to create your life on the next day, on tomorrow, with that 5% power. I get to create my life intentionally with that 5% window every single day. But are you conscious enough? Are you decisive enough? Are you committed enough to do that? I give my clients, like a lot of my clients buy the whole bundles, have the meditation. I told them this is a meditation that get me to 6-figure morning and night. Do it. They don't. Now, the reason they don't do it because they don't believe they get to create the same magic in their life. That is the only reasons. No, don't give me any excuses. Don't give me any reason that your kids waking up earlier or late night. I am a mom. I start my business when my baby is 6 months old. I start my business when I have zero in my bank, and I invested $10,000 in my business for the first year. The second year, $10,000, and only until like I think 15 months that I started to make the money back. If I can do it, everyone can. That is how I solely believe, and I never buy into the reason or excuse that I don't understand English or I don't have the money. I never buy into those excuses, because I freaking know I own that 5% of the time, and I get to create that. And that is how I create magic in my world. You wonder why I have magics? This is why. Yeah, this is why. Are you up for it? Are you ready for it? Or you are just be envious, be jealous, thinking like you don't have enough, whatever enough you think of. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough sleep. I can't act like normal people, like my mentor. They work days and nights in the business. I can't. I have a baby. And this is how magic is created, when you know that 20% of the time the result is not up to you, it's not controlled by you, but then 95% of the time is subconscious. You get to reprogram it. You get to create a new belief system. You get to have a whole new way of looking at life and doing life. But are you grabbing that chance? And this is what we do in Dare to Dream. This is why brain hack is so important. And it's not just about brain hack. It's about having a mentor reminding you that this is your subconscious block, and you get to own your 5% all the time. You only can see your symptoms, and there's always a block that you cannot see, and that is why a mentor is so required if you want to move to the magical space. End of the story, and we move to miracles. Now, magic is you launch, and you know that like you're aiming for 20,000 launch, 40,000 launch, and magic is where clients come in at the end of the launch, and you never can predict who that is, when they drop in and how they drop in and where they're coming from and how much they're gonna play. Like, I have clients yesterday just asking to be in my world Daydream, and not just paying for the normal Daydream, but they upgrade to the 3 VIP. So basically they spend nearly $7,000 for just Daydream alone. I can never predict that. Yeah, I can never predict that. And that is how magic is playing up in the world right now, in my world. But then miracle is another level on top of that. So we have predictability, we have the mundane, and we have the magic, and this is a miracle. Oh my gosh, August was a miracle month for me. Miracle is where you get in touch with your worth, you get in touch with your emotional state of being, you embody that next version right now, you build up that bravery, that resiliency, that trust, that knowingness inside of you, knowing that you're so worthy no matter what you do or do not do. That is where you get to travel and money comes in. That is why I do no launches in August, travel for 2 weeks, celebrate my birthday, and $20,000 landed in my bank. I couldn't predict where is it coming from, how is it coming from, and who is going to pay for that. Every single month, I started with that miracle mindset. I start from zero. I start from scratch again. I don't know, like last month, this is how it happened. This month, this is totally different. If you ask me, what would be the method to make that 20K? Is it because of private coaching or group coaching or program? I will tell you, honestly, there's none. There's none, because you can never predict. Someone might pay you in full for the next year of coaching because they love you, they love this beautiful work with you. You'll never predict that someone who have watched you for a long time, who never bought anything from you, suddenly jump in and buy everything, every courses that you've got available. You can never predict how someone, always asking and, checking on different programs and never buy and turns out to sign up for the highest package when the aligned moment is there. I am that person all the time. I am that person who jump in when I feel cold. I am that person who jump in when that mentor is exactly who I'm looking at. I would make time, space, and money to be in their world ASAP. I'm not waiting for the right program. I'm not waiting for the right timing. I'm not waiting for the right bank account statement. I jump in immediately the moment I found my mentor, because I know that 95% of the success is when I find the right mentor that guided me on the right path. That is hands down the fastest way for you to get to the next level. If you found that mentor, if you found that process and the system that is so aligned with you, it to the core, it's just vibrating every fiber of your being. That is so aligned with you. Don't lose that connection, because that is the doorway to get to the next level, the mind-blowing level that you can never get there by yourself, by just physical actions, by just thinking about it, by just writing and journaling about it, meditating about it. No, none of that is going to get you the miracles result. The miracles result is built only when you know how to work with the trusting and knowingness, when you have the modeling so clear, so close. Every single day you see how fierce they are going for their battle, how they overcome a lot of business distractions, how they get through a lot of challenge in their life and in business, and you got reminded how they believe in their own capacity, potentiality, so that you get to believe in your own as well. I don't believe you have to be dependent. I don't believe that you need to borrow my faith, to get to someone. But when you see how I'm committed to my faith, to my vision, to my purpose, you feel so called to do the same thing. This is the power of modeling. This is the power of mentorships. This is the power of proximity. When you calibrate to the power, to the people who are so powerful in their own life, who live and breathe and create miracles every single freaking day in their life, who get to appreciate every moment because they know that the next moment is not guaranteed. They know that. That is the power of miracle life. And oh my gosh, it's the best way to live life. Where everything you don't even need to see the evidence of it coming. It is going to happen. You don't care when, you don't care how, you don't care who is going to bring it. You know. It can drop in 2 days, it can drop in right tomorrow, it can drop in a month time or year time. But when it drops in, you'll be the happiest version of who you are. I don't care how much money you're aiming for or making, because money not and never going to make you a better person. I care about who you are in the process of making that money. I care about who you are in the process of becoming, of owning that goal, of having that milestone, of having that many clients, of having that 6-figure year. I care about who you are. Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling joyful? Do you have free time for yourself? Do you care for your personal well-being? Do you still have a beautiful relationship with your husband, or you actually ignore everything so that you just hustle for your goal? Because let me tell you, if you just hustling and keep chasing the goal, by the time that you get to that next goal, you would feel completely empty. And it would happen for like a moment like this, and you are going to be opt in for the next goal, and then the ending never end, the chasing never end, and you signing up for hamster wheel, constant running, constant exhaustions. And no matter what you do, no matter how much you have, it's not happiness, not true happiness, not true freedom. If you want more money, money is meant to bring freedom in our life. If you are not having that freedom in your life, what are you doing with your money? This is why I have a lot of clients who are way ahead of me in money milestones, millionaires, multiple 6-figure, working with me, not because they need to embody my money-making activities or my rituals to be successful, but they work with me because I become the happiest version of who I am when I do this work. I don't care how much money I make. I know how much it would come, but I also leave it up to the universe. It can be a whole quarter with nothingness, and 3 months you can make $1 million. I believe in miracles, but are you? So this is the next level. If miracle is what you're going for, it's inside my Limitless Living method, inside my mastermind, 6-month mastermind and private mentorships. And we create miracles in our life with that transformative technique. Inside, I teach them, I don't know what can I call about it. It's a system of brain hacks to emotional embodiment, energetic scaling up. It's so much like meaning investigation, creating new identity, shifting out of our identity. It's all of new cutting edge technique that not available outside of the world. It's not that popular yet. And we're creating limitless potentiality, limitless experiences inside. It's so beautiful. And I would love to open you up and ask you, if you're tired of exhaustion, of like chasing the goal, of predictability, of knowing that, like, I get bored of like playing A plus C, B equals C. I get bored of that game already. I never buy into the story that you have to do X in order to get Y. Like, I never buy into that. Like, a lot of my clients come to me and say, oh, I wanted to scale to 6-figure or multiple 6-figure. A lot of people say I have to build ads, run all of that content. And I said, no, you don't. You get to do that in the most passionate way, in the most heartfelt way. But you have to move out of predictability into the magical space. And if magical space is where you want it to go, I recommend you dare to dream. We kick off tomorrow, Friday. First call, the door is open until 5th of October. However, you don't want to miss the train. Anything can absolutely freaking happen over the next quarter, this last quarter of 2022. Like, your vision have the best chance to drop in right now. Like this morning, I would go swimming. I was in a vibe. I was like, oh my gosh, I get to the last quarter of the year. I get to launch everything I want to launch. I get to do everything I want to do. And then 3 months I get to play. 3 months I get to play in the potentiality, in the magical vibe. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Because I know magic is going to be created when I get to the end of the road. And I know there is an extension somewhere and somehow that I couldn't figure out yet. But it just got me so pumped. It's got me so excited to get to figure out that next path by following calling, by following the alignment, by following the signs from the universe. If that magic is what you want to create, that dream is a space, slots open, DM me right now. Tomorrow we have the first call. Now, if you want miracles live and you are done with playing by step, you only want it to quantum leaping to the next level, and you don't want to feel wobbly, to feel sad, to feel like, you know, all sort of like you don't know how to handle your emotions whenever you up level, or know how to handle life like challenge when you up level. I recommend you to reach out and let's chat on private mentorship or masterminds. That is the best place to be in right now to create miracles. Again, thank you so much for listening. There is 3 dimensions. Moving from predictability to magical to miracles require you to work with your brains. You're not going to work against it. You have to work with it. You have to work with your subconscious. And meditation alone is not working with subconscious. Okay, journaling alone is not working with subconscious. You have to start using like cutting edge technique, know how to reprogramming yourself, know how to remove and processing your past emotion, your inner child wounds, your blockages. All of these are stored in your body. You have to know how to remove them. In order to get to miracles, you have to strengthen your faith, your knowingness. You have to have a modeling. You have to have a mentor to guide you on this path. I cannot wait to have you. If you find this conversation is what your soul is craving for, we have more of this available in that dream and in my mastermind. We have this and beyond in there, and it's not just woo-woo stuff. We're creating transformation daily and shift daily in our world by knowing what to do and what not to do, and how to use this 20/80 rules and 95 rules to our advantage. Love you so much. I know actions alone would never get you far. If you want to scale up without burning yourself out, exhausting yourself, and losing all of your family and private well-being, this is your space. DM right now, whatever calls you. I trust it is going to call you into the right space. See you soon.